The aim of this lecture is to answer the question, how does the procurement process work? After this lecture, you will be able to understand how fashion and luxury firms manage their procurement process in terms of main phases and activities. When a company decides to buy something instead of making it, the procurement process starts. The procurement process consists of three main phases: strategic purchasing, sourcing, and supply. These three phases, in turn, are made of several activities. In particular, strategic purchasing includes the activities that have a long-term impact and consist in defining and implementing the procurement strategy and monitoring the performance. Sourcing refers to the selection of suppliers for each product or service, starting from the definition of specifications to the final signing of the purchasing contract. This phase is also critical for the implementation of the strategy and the achievement of the desired performance. The supply phase follows the signing of the contract and the issuing of the purchase order, and includes the operational activities to expedite and receive the deliveries, manage the administrative procedures, and control the performance. Although this last phase is mainly transactional, it is essential to ensure the final satisfaction of the needs. We will now discuss each phase and the related activities in details. Strategic purchasing includes four activities: network configuration, reverse marketing, suppliers management, and strategic evaluation. Network configuration consists in defining for each product and service procured from suppliers the type of relationship, that is, competitive or collaborative buying, and consequently the number of suppliers to work with and the duration of the relationship. Reverse marketing means analyzing the supply market to look for new opportunities, such as new suppliers or innovative solutions. The name derives from the approach adopted, which is similar to what strategic marketing does with customers' markets, but in this case it is applied to suppliers. This activity includes scouting for potential new suppliers, and then conduct the so-called pre-qualification, that is a preliminary check of the suitability of a previously unknown company to become a supplier. This is the way to find new ideas, materials, and technologies that may be then adopted in new products. This is also the way to build a vendor list, that is a list of pre-qualified suppliers that can then be activated in case of need. Suppliers management refers to the management of relationships with active suppliers, in particular those with whom a partnership has been established. This includes the joint development of new products, but also the so-called supplier development, that is the customer giving support to the supplier to improve its knowledge and performance for their mutual benefit. For example, a luxury brand can decide to provide managerial, financial, and technological support to small suppliers who are highly skilled in their core competencies but may need improvement in other areas. Finally, we have strategic evaluation, that is the assessment of suppliers from multiple perspectives, including technological and managerial competencies, financial solidity, environmental and social sustainability, to ensure their suitability to act as suppliers and to prevent risk for customers. The second phase of the procurement process is sourcing, which is usually triggered by an internal request for purchasing, or RFP, and it is composed of four activities: specifications definitions, scouting, request for quotation, and negotiation and selection. Specifications definitions means describing in the best possible way the needs to be satisfied by the supplier. These may include technical drawings, materials, functionalities, style and color, and so on. The information required is usually provided by designers and product developers. The crucial element of this activity is to provide specifications that are clear and detailed enough to avoid misunderstandings by suppliers, but at the same time without referring to a specific supplier, in order to leave the possibility to collect offerings and proposals by several suppliers and select the best one. These activities may also be interactive with suppliers. Companies may first collect preliminary proposals from different suppliers on how to achieve certain functionalities or results, and then refine their specifications on the basis of what is available on the market. The second activity is scouting, that is the search for potential suppliers who may be able to meet the required specifications. This activity may also be skipped if the company has already developed a rich vendor list through the reverse marketing activity previously described, allowing to save time. But sometimes new unexpected needs emerge, and further scouting is needed, and often also with urgency, which is not the ideal condition, of course. The next step is the request for quotation, in which specifications are submitted to potential suppliers after the preliminary check of their competencies to collect price quotations. Finally, the negotiation takes place, in which quotations are discussed and refined, usually with only a short list of suppliers, to obtain the best possible conditions in terms of price, quality, delivery, payment terms, and so on. This may be done through multiple rounds, both in person or at distance, and finally leads to the selection of one or more suppliers that will carry out the work. The final output of this phase is usually a purchasing contract, which formalizes the results of the negotiation and defines terms and conditions of the relationship. A contract may refer to a single transaction in the case of competitive buying, and is called a closed contract, or it may result in multiple transactions that will take place over time in the case of collaborative buying, and may be called an open contract or a frame agreement. The third and last procurement phase is supply, which starts by issuing a purchase order to the supplier. Also, this phase consists of 4 activities: expediting, incoming, administration, and operational evaluation. Expediting is composed of agreeing delivery dates with suppliers, monitoring the progress of the work, and manage needs for anticipations or delays. Incoming refers to the actual receival of goods, their inspection and registration. If deliveries are not correct, they may be rejected. The suppliers are then requested to solve the problem and may also be charged penalties. Administration consists of receiving invoices from suppliers and checking the matching of purchase orders with actual deliveries and invoices. In case everything is aligned, suppliers get paid. If not, they are requested to amend the documents. Finally, operational performance is constantly monitored in terms of price, quality, and delivery to make sure the suppliers meet expectations and are capable of supporting the customer. If performance deteriorates, immediate action needs to be taken. In this lecture, you have learned how the procurement process works. In particular, you have understood what are the 3 main phases of strategic purchasing, sourcing, and supply, and what are the activities included in each of them.